Hey everybody, this is Dan Lehman from PyPros.com. Or I should say I was from PyPros.com. You might have noticed that the PyPros branding has kind of disappeared and be wondering what's going on. I want to take the opportunity to talk about where I see the direction of this channel going in the future. Now, some of you might be really confused because you haven't even seen my face. I've just been a voice behind some of the Python programming content that you've been watching. And I want that to change because I want to be able to have a little bit more of a personal connection to be able to get to know you and for you to be able to get to know me. And part of that, as I'm going through this process, is realizing, we all have changes in our personal lives and professional lives. And when I first started the PyPros channel, it's because I was really excited about coding, and Python was the primary language I was using to automate a lot of things. But as I've grown professionally and I've gone into management and built websites and done a whole lot of different things within kind of the tech space, I realized that I bring a different sort of value to what kinds of content I think I can create. And so I still love Python, and I'm going to keep the content that we have on the channel already because I think it can still help a lot of people. But the content that I was making about, HTTP requests, for example, I think is something that can be something available for a broader audience. Like, how can we integrate to platforms more holistically? And so to do that, where I see myself sitting in my day to day is that I'm really halfway between the technical side of things and the business side of things. And I think that's a really valuable place to be because you can talk to sales teams and marketing teams and professional services teams about their business needs, but you can also come back and then implement things from a technical standpoint. Now, I'm not trying to get too in the weeds with you here at this point, but it's just to say that while I could create just Python content, I think there's this bigger picture. And some of the time, I think that's going to be through the use of no code tools or low code tools. And I don't want to scare you off about that. I'm not saying like, hey, ditch the coding stuff and go all to no code, because I certainly use code to be able to extend a lot of those tools. But I do want to be able to embrace a wider and more diverse audience where we can talk about how do we take our needs from a business process and implement a solution. It might be via code or it might be without code. And so as I go through this journey, there might be times where I still get into the code with people, but I think there is this additional value that I can provide about some of these tools that are becoming more popular to be able to approach a different and a larger audience. Now, that being said, if you're a developer and maybe a beginner developer that you've been enjoying my content so far, I hope that you'll join me on this journey as I create some new kinds of content. And even though it's not specifically based in a single programming language, I think it's going to be able to provide a lot of value as we talk about, how do relational databases work? How can we integrate systems together? And so I hope you'll continue to watch these videos. I totally understand if you don't. If you're saying, nope, I'm just about Python content, probably isn't going to be the best place for that content moving forward. But I think this is something that truly is a bigger part of who I am. And so I can become more invested in this work and, be able to continue to provide more content more regularly. I've taken a break here, as you can see, the past couple of years, but I'm excited to be able to provide this going forward. So just want to give you a quick update on where things are going. And if you have any comments, feel free to share them below. I hope that we'll continue on this journey together. Thanks.